All right, and we are live. So, welcome everybody. I'm really excited because, in the past on this channel, whether you're watching from Facebook or YouTube, we have been able to bring on different curriculum creators so that you can find the curriculum that you need to teach. It's always something I feel it's a lot easier to have that taken care of so you can focus on student acquisition. And that's why I love bringing curriculum creators and different options for you out here. So today we have Megan from Teachers Together English, and they've been in our group and doing things. People have been using their curriculum for a couple of years now, right? How long has it been?
I think it's been 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Megan, could you just really quick, and if anybody has any questions during this, feel free to pop them in the chat and we'll get them answered. Could you just give me a brief introduction? Tell everybody like who you are and why you started this.
Sure. So my name's Megan Lister. I am a Canadian teacher from Canada, and I am one of the creators of Teachers Together English. So Teachers Together, the name actually comes from the fact that there's a number of teachers working together to collaboratively create a curriculum that meets the needs of online teachers. And so Teachers Together English offers a very stepwise interactive curriculum with 6 levels of lessons. So very much suitable for pre-beginner through intermediate, early advanced type learners. And it's very, very stepwise and familiar to people who've taught for some of the major companies in terms of the types of interactions, the sort of types of things that are in it, vocabulary, reading comprehension, phonics, math, all of those pieces that we would be used to seeing in other curriculums, you're seeing in these. And, the creators who are involved when everything collapsed in China needed curriculum for their classrooms as well. So this is teacher tested, teacher created, and, classroom approved curriculum that works with students. And over the last couple of years, we've just continuously added to and improved. And at this point, we're now sitting with over 500 lessons, probably about 550, getting closer to the 600 mark, which will give us our full complete curriculum.
That's amazing. So these lessons are scaffolded, right? Like they start like what we're used to, say with like VIP Kid or Wales English, like they go in order. You don't have to pick and choose. Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Who are these lessons for? Like who are the students that would benefit from these lessons? Like age group, ESL, or like who?
So definitely ESL learners. It really does depend because we have lessons from what we call level 1 through level 6. We have things for, beginners right up through your more intermediate readers who are looking for more challenge, more vocabulary, more reading comprehension, starting to get into like testing, all of those things. So having some of those skills. And so it's probably about a 3-4, depending on what time you're sort of starting with learners, right up through probably that 12-ish range. Much beyond 12, certainly our level 5 and 6 topics would appeal. And you probably could actually use a number of the units with adults. Like there's one on airport travel and like airplane travel. Well, that's a real life thing that you could say, oh yeah, let's use this unit with an adult learner who's going on a trip, for instance.
Okay.
So you could pick and choose units out of it to use with adults based on, your work with them. There's a restaurant unit, there's a safety unit. So there's some units that are sort of everyday conversational type stuff that work that way as well.
Okay. You don't have like a package or whatever. Like you don't have like some group together that are meant for adults though. Like you'd have to like really be using the curriculum to know this, right?
Yeah, not yet. We are intending to actually do that pull out, like to pull our units together that are meant for adults into one package. Our first goal is to finish all 600 of the lessons. And as I said, we are getting close. And then we're going to go back in, pull out the ones that are really specifically would work well with adults and just repackage those as an adult curriculum. So we might tweak some of the imagery, tweak backgrounds, that sort of thing, so that they have a more of an adult look and feel. But if you were using our curriculum already and you had some adult learners, a parent who wanted to learn something, or maybe it was a family that was going on a trip, you could pull up a unit like the air travel unit, and you could get into all of the things that happen on an airplane and the airport security, all of that stuff, so that your learners, your family that's traveling then would have an understanding of that English speaking language, boarding passes and check-in and all of those things that
Okay.
happen in an airport. So
So
there's
these
some
are
really
really,
cool there.
these are really, really meant for anyone who's teaching English as a second language to pre-K through elementary school level. But if you happen to get a student who is older, there are things in there that you could pull out, but it's really geared towards those students. Okay, very good. Oh, Brenda would like to know how many teachers are in Teachers Together.
So the number fluctuates a bit. We have some teachers who've contributed 1 unit or 2 units and aren't necessarily actively contributing new units at this point in time. But there's about 8 teachers who have written various units, and some of those teachers are more specialized in the lower levels of the curriculum. And because we finished all of our lessons up through level 4 100% completely, they aren't as interested in writing for intermediate upper level students and don't have that experience. So
Okay.
so we've got about 8 of us who have written complete units and contributed. One of the nice things about it is that teachers who had written units then continue to have access to our curriculum and can use the whole curriculum with their students.
Okay. And she wants to know, why is it not? There we go. What does Teachers Together offer that's unique? You're getting ahead of us. She hasn't even showed us it yet. We'll come back to that question. Why don't you show it to us and then you can tell us that, okay? Let's see it first.
Sure.
That's a good question. That's a good question. Actually, I told her I was going to ask her that question myself, but yeah.
So I will share our screen and flip over here. So we have, yeah, okay, great. So this is our website. We moved all of our lessons to teacherstogetherenglish.com about 3 months ago, really to improve our user experience. And so everything is faster, it's easier to find, all of those fun things that make it really important when you're switching quickly between lessons and classes. This particular view is my signed in view, so I am already logged in. And when you log in, you get a different menu than when you're not logged in. So once I'm logged in, I can quickly navigate to all of the different sections, whether it's pre-beginner or holiday lessons or level 1 or whatever level I want. So if we flip into level 1, for instance, you'll see that we have completely reorganized. So you can see all of the units in level 1 down the side. There's some really cool, interesting topics, including things like gardening and, so things that, are just fun. The toys unit is a lot of fun. So if we go into the toys unit, which was created by teacher Levon, and open one of her lessons, we will see, I'm sharing and spinning. There we go. All right. We will see the lesson. So this particular lesson is on toy, ball, and bike. You can see that the menu continues to exist down the side. But what you do is you simply go down to the 3 dots and you can open the lesson itself in full screen view, which I'll do in just a minute. I also want to point out that this particular unit has one of our new workbooks. So it has a downloadable workbook, which covers all of the vocabulary, it gives some handwriting practice at this level. It has some counting. So a workbook that you can send to your parents when you get to this unit. You can assign pages or not, but you can use this as they work through the unit, as that, I'm looking for homework or I'm looking for preview type stuff. So if we just pop this lesson into full screen, we then have also the ability to open our speaker notes. So there are some teacher tips on some of the slides. And because it is Google Slides, you have the standard functionality to turn on your laser pointer if you want, which is sort of a fun thing. It moves around. So if you've got kids that you want to draw attention to things, you can certainly turn on your laser pointer, and you can turn it off. So if we just sort of flip through, this is a typical level 1 lesson. So this is on toys. Starts with a song. It has some audio to play that song as well. And then your conversation, just to get them warmed up. And we're then working through sort of a this or that activity. And so, again, a conversation thing. So we certainly encourage conversation throughout, getting into vocabulary like toy, and it'll get into all of the vocabulary in a similar way with nice imagery and pictures, and the sentences are very consistent. You'll see all of the different toys again, and they're looking to match the words with pictures. So nice, simple drawing on the screen, and then the answers are built in as well.
So is this
And
interactive drawing on the screen? Is this interactive where the kids can click things or the kids can?
so it depends on what browser you'd be using. So, so this particular lesson is built in Google Slides. We also have some of our newer lessons now built in Genially. And so some of our lessons have two versions, a Google Slides and a Genially, and some of them have one or the other. But certainly if you were in Zoom or anything, you can annotate definitely on the screen without an issue. And if you were using a co-browser, then other people can do that, because there are the pen options in this as well. So if I circle this, the nice thing about using the Google Slide pen is when I go to the next page, it's not there. So instead of using your browser annotation tools where you have to erase them, using these ones are great. So if I was circling my short I words, I could do that really quickly. So this is a level 1. You can see that we have some phonics. So in this case, we are in unit 8 of level 1. We've already taught all of the letters and the letter sounds, and we're beginning to get into some of the vowel sounds. And we've got some practice. We've got some drawing for pattern recognition, which is fun. And we have some animations. This is using the new verb play, which then they'll use throughout this unit. And they get to choose, and an opportunity at the end for show and tell. So this one gets them an opportunity to go and find a toy, and here's my toy, and to talk about their toy, and I play with this toy. And we get to have a little bit more in with play and a bit of a conversation.
Okay.
And on find a toy. So this is a level 1 lesson. They're all designed to be about 25 minutes long. And you can see we have some math as well. And they are they're just fun and very much scaffolded. So this is our typical level 1. So if I come out of that,
I like that. And I want to make a note here of something. When you were looking at the different levels, there was something there that said free trial. So it looks, am I right in assuming that teachers can try something out for free before they invest in any curriculum?
So our free trial actually gives you lifetime access to a whole collection of lessons. So we have level 1 lessons in here. We've got different level 2 lessons, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, and a couple of bonus things. So really within the free trial, you can get in and you can access it indefinitely.
So real quick, everybody that's watching this, if you are teaching kids that are between the ages of 4 and 12, and you're teaching them ESL, there's no commitment. You get a lifetime, like you can add this to your library. And I'm sorry, because I know obviously you want people to buy your curriculum, right? But even if you're not sure or whatever, it's lifetime access to new lessons that you can add to your library of lessons that you have. So everybody watching this should probably sign up for the free trial, because it's lifetime access to tools that you can use. So it would be beneficial for everybody. I'm just putting that out.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it lets you to sign up for.
Try them and see, right? You get to see a wide variety and the different levels, and you might be like, oh, I really need a lesson on this, and it's in there and you can access it. So we do have a free trial, and we encourage everyone to access it. Now, if you decide to sign up, our premium option actually gives you a couple of bonuses. So when you go premium, we have options. So if you only teach learners who are in level 1, by all means, you can subscribe just to level 1 or just to level 2 or just to level 3. So you can pick and choose. If you're looking just for upper level lessons, you could subscribe to like level 6 and access those. But if you do subscribe to the premium and access all of the 6 levels, you also get a whole selection of holiday lessons, and you get our new level 0, which is just under development. It's got letter recognition, counting, um, and a greetings lesson. So those are our 2 bonuses right now for our premium subscribers.
I love the holiday lessons because even though it's always good to have holiday lessons because you have your scaffolded lessons, but then a holiday comes up and the kids want to talk and learn about the holiday. It's a really good time to throw that in as something different and get them excited about the holiday that they're already excited about. So I love that you have the holiday lessons in there too. That's great.
Yeah, and we have been adding to that. So we've been really looking and saying, okay, we've got a couple of holiday lessons for this holiday, but we don't have anything for our really earliest like our level 1 students. And so therefore we've added. And so around the holidays, you'll see that section of holiday lessons has been growing as we were like, let's add something more specific to level 1 or more specific to level 6. And so we have been that's been growing, but there's there's holidays here for pretty well all of the holidays. We've got lessons, and it's just growing, and we give that to all of our premium subscribers at no extra cost.
Okay, I love that. And can I ask what the costs are?
Yeah, so if you want to subscribe to one level, it's $4.99 a month, and if you want everything, the whole package, it's $12.99 a month.
Okay, and
So
what would you say? Brenda asked here, what would you say makes Teachers Together English different than the other curriculums? And by the way, I just have to put this out there. Teachers Together English, I feel like the name, the vibe of it, everything, it just goes right along with this whole culture that we have of teachers supporting teachers. Like you see here, Brenda's in here from Young Learners Curriculum, and she's supporting you right now. She obviously, like you could say that you guys are competition. I know Katie from Abridge Academy, she does the same thing. Crystal from Crystal Clear, they do the same thing. Like I absolutely love it. Makes me so happy to see this support that you guys all give each other. Like I'm like bursting with happiness because it just like it's people aren't always like this, and the fact that like, hey, I give this and she gives this and we kind of give the same thing, but there's something a little different about it. It just makes me so happy. So what do you think makes yours different? I know you're familiar with these other ones too. What makes yours different? Like what makes yours stand out?
So there's lots of really great options, and Brenda has her cool stories where you can drag people around, and they've got audio and all sorts of things. Our lessons are, and I just pulled up this one. Our lessons are very inclusive. So our imagery is inclusive. Our people are inclusive. So we have people of all different colors. We have people of different races and nationalities, and we have people of different abilities in our imagery. So, we've really made a conscious effort to ensure that. Our lessons are, they're, other than that, I mean, there's lots of things. People have different stepwise ones. You'll notice this lesson, and people may not be familiar with Elkin sound boxes, but when we look at, where's the bird one? So you'll see that there's dots under this. So these are actually associated with the sounds. And so Elkin sound boxes, a lot of our sort of more, the middle ones. So level 2, level 3, we're starting to incorporate the ones for the sounds as well. And so they can actually touch them with their dots. It's certainly suitable for a variety of different teachers, different teaching styles. It really just is, a curriculum is a very personal choice in a lot of ways. It's got to work for you. It's got to, really be something that you're comfortable with, you're familiar with. You don't want to have to spend a lot of time preparing for your lessons. You want to be able to open them and sort of know how they work and know how they move through. And if you didn't have time to preview it, you're like, oh yeah, that's okay. It's got vocabulary, then it's got this. And from the very first page, you can figure out sort of what those are. So, that certainly the inclusiveness, the fact that it is a very collaborative curriculum. So lots of teachers were involved in creating it. And, even some of our current subscribers, I would say, have been involved because people send us messages on our Facebook page and we're like, oh, okay, no problem. That's a fantastic idea. Or they're like, do you know that you have two periods at the end of the sentence? Oh, no, we didn't. Thank you. Right. And we immediately can change it and fix it. Some people have come in and said, you know what? I really think that this word would be, better in this lesson. And we've moved some things around. So, it's not just the creators that are collaborating, it's the whole teaching community. So our subscribers have an opportunity to provide input as well. And, it really is about teachers supporting teachers and having materials that work for teachers in their classroom. So this particular one that I'm just flipping through, this is a lesson, like a level 2 lesson. It does have a bit of a countdown timer. And so what is it? I have to do it before my time runs out on my 15 seconds. We've got some blending. And then we're blending again with words. So this one has a short A, some more phonics with ending sounds, phonics sentence, looking for same sounds. And this is my favorite. This is one of my lessons, actually. So I don't know how many people, I was a classroom teacher for years, and I have a master's in curriculum. And so certainly, curriculum, online learning and teaching is my one of my big things. But this particular song is used in Canadian classrooms, and I don't know whether people know it, but it's to the tune of Bingo, and it's a sight word song. So there was a sight word of the day, and it was our sight word, IT, 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 and it was our sight word. So it's a really easy jingle. Kids can learn.
This sight word song is actually a song that they use in Canada.
Yeah. In a lot of the grade 1 kindergarten classes, all of those things, and they're singing with their sight words. And so the sight word song and this whole unit has the sight word song in it, and literally this one's it, but the next lesson might have a different sight word. And so you're not only seeing it, but you're practicing spelling it so you can get those sight words into your head. And so we've got all sorts of types of things happening in it. We've got the singing, we've got music, we've got videos, we've got interactive activities, answers. So it's a pretty comprehensive curriculum. Oh, I like this too. So the frog jumps down the number line, and then this one has shapes. So the lessons are a lot of fun. They are engaging. There's interactive things in them. This is the air travel unit I mentioned, and I'll just flip in just to show you sort of the comic book style of this one. So let me go to like the security here.
So I want to ask you really quick. I know you mentioned that it was really inclusive, and you use like different types of people in there. I saw that one picture had a little boy in a wheelchair, which was really cool. But then, like, you also put other things in there, like, so there's like a cat in there that's sitting on his lap too. So it gives you the opportunity to have free talk, and for the kids to not just be seeing, like a basic thing. Like, there's other things in there that can encourage conversation without it being overstimulating for their learning minds, for their growing minds. Like,
exactly. And this is a pet unit, right? So you can talk about the person, you can talk about the people, the animals, and it also, so there was the person in the wheelchair. There's also like a person with a walker, like a grandpa with the walker in the curriculum as well. So, there's some cool things. We're jumping. So I just jumped up to level 4. And this is the air travel one. So you can see the vocabulary. It's much longer, more reading. We still have some matching. But this one is fun because it has a comic book style sort of conversational reading piece. And so it works through, the whole conversation at security and putting your bags on the belt in this particular one. So it's it's pretty fun. You have the opportunity to talk about weapons and dangerous items in your bag, and oh, well, what does that mean? Um, and you can then extend with, well, have you ever been, to the airport, and have you guys been traveling together, and what about security in your country? So the metal detector. So there's some cool things. So we have a picture of the metal detector talking about keys and coins. So this particular story carries through the whole air travel unit. So you've got getting, all of the pieces through check-in, through getting on the plane, through all to being on the plane and the messages. So it's just sort of a fun piece. And then if we jump again all the way up to our upper level units, so level 6 is where we're concentrating these days. We currently have mythical creatures, healthy living's complete, sound and light has a few, extreme natural events is complete, amazing inventions is half complete, and inside my body is complete. So we've got about, I think, 55% on this particular one. If we check out sort of what a level 6 unit lesson looks like, we're now getting into KWL, right? So, having a conversation right from the beginning. We have a listening skill activity. So actually watching a video, which is about a minute and a half long, and then this or 2 or 3, so it varies. And then what did you hear? What are interesting facts that you got from that video? Getting into the vocabulary words. We've chosen a lot of our vocabulary words to be consistent with the Cambridge English testing assessment. So gone through the PET vocabulary lists and KET vocabulary lists and ensured that we've taught those words. Definition matching, creating sentences for each word. And then this is a reading skill. So this is a pre-reading skill. It's in talking about skimming through the article and, what do I think causes wildfires, and then reading it. So when we skim through, literally, we're going to just read the headings and captions, and then we would come back and talk about what we think causes it, and then we would actually do the reading. So you can see there's a lot more reading here. It incorporates all the vocabulary words, and it gets into a text feature discussion. So we've got a photograph and a caption on this page, and reading comprehension at the end. And then this particular unit is very much in text features. So we talk in this particular one, the lessons are different. This one's graphs. There's ones that have to do with charts, with all sorts of different informational text type text features, and how you would read this, right? So reading the axes, the horizontal and the vertical, looking at the years. So it walks you through reading this particular this graph and looking at data points and then drawing conclusions based on the graph. And
I
so
love
in
this.
this yeah. So this particular one, the conclusion that you're supposed to draw, of course, is linked back to that pre-reading question about what do you think causes wildfires, right? So these are forest fires in Canada by cause. And then when we practice reading the graph, we can obviously see human activities are our number one cause of wildfires. And then an advantages and disadvantages activity around opinions. So they're asked to, form an opinion and to identify advantages and disadvantages to support that. And so, you can see our lessons are very, very different as we progress from a level 1, very simple lesson straight up through to level 6, where, there's lots in here. You can have some really good conversations, encouraging lots of free talk and really good quality reading, and getting into text features and helping people to understand text. So the curriculum itself is, as I said, it's very stepwise, it's very progressive, right? And this is sort of an example of how we do that.
This is really
So
exciting, Megan. This is really exciting because it's not just, so for anybody that's been teaching for long enough or has like an education in teaching or whatever, you've probably already picked this out, but this actually crosses subject lines. It's a cross curriculum subject matter. So in this one lesson that she just showed that is upper English level, your whatever unit it is with all this, you have your science, you have math, you have a little bit of like geography and social studies in there, but the science and the math are very, very strong points in this. It's not just teaching; it's teaching like Brenda said. Brenda said it's like elementary school. It is like actually teaching. More like how they would learn in elementary school. It's crossing the subject lines and really bringing it all together in a more natural way instead of like, this is how, this is this. It's making them think, but it's making them think using English, using like, this is really cool. I like it a lot.
And one of the interesting sort of cool things that I've done is I've said, so I have a science background, and I have students whose parents are looking for science, and I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. So I might not teach all of the units, but I might go in and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do extreme natural events. I'm going to do the sound and light. I'm going to do inside my body. I'm doing amazing inventions. From the level 5, there's one on pollution and pollution solutions, getting into climate change. There's one related to the dinosaurs. So I've used that with science. The insect one I've used with science, and solar system, right? So, you can find, so that's about 8 units, 10 lessons per unit. You've got like 80 lessons there that if you have an intermediate learner, you could use to teach science, or you could teach a camp, right? So I've done a 1-week dinosaur camp, for instance, during winter holiday for Chinese kids. And I've had like a group of like 5 kids. And so I've used the dinosaur stuff. And then I've had dinosaur related writing activities. And I've done 5 lessons, and I've just sort of picked the ones that I wanted out of the unit because I didn't need all of them. I basically did Triassic, Jurassic, Cretaceous, and then I did flying and aquatic to sort of give me my 5 lessons. And then I just had a writing activity around each of them. We could have discussion. They could talk about their favorite dinosaurs. And so it's very multi-purpose. And I mean, we have one teacher who sent us a testimonial the other day. She teaches 30 lessons a week, and she uses Teachers Together English for all of her lessons. And it works. So she can twist it and work for all of her sort of different students. And we have been adding to it, right? So this level 2, not all of them, but we're starting also to add, we've got some homework for some of them. This particular one, all of this unit has a lesson preview. So if we go, this opens vaginally, you can copy the link, send it to your parent to share with their child. And we have a lesson preview in lesson 2. They've got the song, they've got the vocabulary words, and the key sentences. So we've got a bird, it's got audio as well. And then we've got the key sentence. So there are, for some of our units, lesson previews, and we've been trying to balance, it's balancing act. Like, what do we give to everyone? So our lower levels 1 to 4, have been completed now for quite a while. And so what can we do to keep it fresh and to give people other things so that they're still getting new things, and it's not just our upper level units that are appearing. So
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay. So I noticed there that this is really structured to be friendly to everyone internationally, but you put something in there that is, I would say in my experience, more China specific. You use the QR codes. Granted, we all know how to use QR codes, but I think anybody that's been on WeChat and like goes into like the Chinese marketing, they use the QR codes more than anybody else in the world. So I'd say that this is really China friendly, with the lesson previews being on QR codes. So the question that I have here is, when they use the QR codes to open up Genially, does Genially work in China, or is it bounced back by the firewall?
So we definitely have one teacher who I communicate back and forth regularly, who uses our curriculum, and she uses the lesson previews with all of her students in China. Okay. So awesome. They have been working for her.
Okay.
The only thing that sometimes doesn't happen, and I'm sure that's whether they have a VPN or not, and that's why the song I Have a Pet from Super Simple Songs may not be available in all countries. Yeah. For some of her students, the song works because it's on YouTube, and other students, the song doesn't load.
Right.
So, yeah. So we have
class anyway, so that's okay. They get that in the class anyways.
Exactly. And
Okay.
I see that Brenda's asking about human audio or AI audio, and so it's human audio. And in this particular set of previews, it's my audio. um, so
Okay.
yeah, so it's human audio in our lesson previews, especially when we're giving it to students before class or after class as a review. You want them to be able to hear that native English
That's,
intonation and pronunciation,
that's
even if
beautiful.
you have to put up with the Canadian accent.
Yeah, and she said the YouTube video won't, but that's just for the preview. When you're actually teaching the
Yeah,
classes, it will because it's going through your internet connection, not theirs. And then this is
exactly.
totally unrelated, but I have to say this. This is so cool. So right now there's the challenge that we're doing, which is it's my challenge, the Empower 24 challenge. And she said Megan and her are battle buddies. How fun is that? Like did you guys do that on purpose where you chose to be battle buddy? Where'd you go?
Yeah, we chose.
Sorry.
Oh, I went
Like
into my background.
you chose to be battle buddies because you're both working on curriculum. Is that how that worked out?
Well, we certainly have, we've been on calls together. We've collaborated on how to make things work and technology.
Oh, I love
And so, Brenda was looking at doing groups. I'm looking at doing groups. And so I'm like, well, let's do this. So we're doing this together as well. So yeah,
not to not
we
to
have commonalities.
not to add more to your plate here, but the Teachers Together English have a Facebook group.
We do have a Facebook group.
Okay.
And we also have our Facebook page. And we also have a newsletter that we send. And so we have, and we'll post it in the online teacher success and support, the link. We have the link to sign up for our newsletter. If you decide to sign up, you'll get free online teaching tips. You get updates on new lessons that have been posted as well. And we also have, then you can get a 10% discount code for a subscription to our curriculum. And it gives you also the free tier
Okay.
directions as well. So
So
lots of
those of you
things
on
there.
YouTube, those of you on YouTube, if you're watching the replay, the links for these will be in the description box because Megan's going to give me these links. So I'm going to update the description box if you're watching the replay. If you're watching live, Megan's going to post them in our Facebook group, which is the online teacher success and support group, right? You're going to post that in there for everybody? Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing this. Does anybody else have any questions or is there anything else that you wanted to share before we wrap this up?
I might just point out our other freebie for our premium subscribers is our level 0,
Okay.
and it is it's got I don't know 15 plus lessons. So it goes through all of the level letters. So if you're looking for something that's even easier than level 1, there's 13 lessons that are strictly alphabet lessons. There is a lesson that is a hello, goodbye lesson. So if you've got students that struggle with that, you can go into greetings, and then there's counting. So those ones are even easier. They are lots of fun, but they're there if you need them as well. So, if you're not quite ready for level 1, you can start lower. And if you are using our curriculum or start using our curriculum and you have any comments or suggestions, by all means, reach out to us because we would, love to take your suggestions into consideration. We're always happy to make updates and changes and make things better for teachers.
She wants to know if you have a YouTube channel. Somebody was on here. So you do have a YouTube channel because somebody's on your YouTube channel commenting right now. So who's that? You don't know which teacher it is. That's okay. But this is their YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, it might be David.
Okay. Okay.
Might be on.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know who's there because I can't tell from that.
We've
But
had
it might
David
be
on this
David.
channel too. We've had David on this channel as a speaker too. So that's really cool. So okay.
Yeah.
So so this is their YouTube channel. If you want to find it, I'll put it in the description box as well. But if you want to follow them on YouTube, what do you have on YouTube? Why would we follow you on YouTube?
We sometimes put like how to use it in Classin and how to do some of those things. And we're going to start putting some of our lesson previews there as well. We've begun to do some reels on our Facebook page, so we'll probably put those onto our YouTube as well. So we did one the other day, which was really cool about the speaker's notes because in the lessons there are some lessons that are hangman-like. So they're not hangman, because that might be not fun to, hang a person. But they are like melting ice cream or something along that lines. And
That's
we had
cool.
teachers who were like, how do you know what the right answer is? Because it just has blanks and all the letters. And I'm like, oh, you check this teacher tips. And so anyway, we did a reel the other day on our Facebook page on how to access them. And someone's like, oh, I didn't, they've been using our curriculum, I think, for 2 years. They're like, I didn't know that was there. And I'm like, yeah. And so they were like, oh, that's great. So a lot of our pages have tips on them, including the answers to the hangman type activities and what the mystery word is. Otherwise, you can make up your own word if you want. But
Okay. Yeah, that is really, really cool. And I do think that you guys have more things planned for like all of your like everything for your curriculum, for your YouTube, for your Facebook, like for all of
mm-hmm.
that. Or else you wouldn't be in the Empower 24 challenge. So I would recommend if you're watching this video, there are a couple places that you should be. You should be getting the free trial, first of all, because it's free, it's forever. It doesn't hurt anybody to get free stuff. And if you don't like it, you don't have to use it, right? So everybody should be getting the free trial. Everybody should be going if you like their stuff and you want to know more about teaching tips and stuff, you should be getting on their newsletter. You should be getting in their Facebook group, and you should be checking out their YouTube channel and seeing if it's something, because they have more things that are planned for that too. And then if you're watching this channel and you're not already part of my Facebook group, you should join the online teacher success and support group, because we have lots of stuff like this on there. And yeah, those are your to-do lists right now. Everybody get the free trial and get in, to collaborate with the other teachers and learn more and grow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, for sure. So,
Yeah.
and if anyone has any questions afterwards, by all means, you can reach out to us at hello@teacherstogetheringlish.com, or you can reach out to us on our Facebook page as well. We're pretty prompt with answering messages there.
Perfect. I love this. This is such well-structured curriculum, and just from my years of experience teaching kids and creating my own curriculum and doing my own things and working with companies, I can see so many little things in here that you might not recognize if you're a new teacher, but I can assure you that this is good curriculum that is structured very well, and there's a lot of things in there that are kind of like hidden gems, I guess, that you don't know until you start teaching with it. I can see it already.
Yeah.
All
No,
right.
for sure. And there is an FAQ on our page. So lots of people who have questions, there are some stuff here about, those answers. So including sort of how the levels compare.
Oh, wait, that's, you know what? I saw a good question on there. So this said, can you use it on like Outschool Preply, et cetera?
Yes.
I already know the answer to this, but with the fair use policy and copyright laws, what are your copyright laws? So everybody else knows, like what are.
Yeah, so our lessons can only be screen shared. We are okay with them being used on Outschool and things like that. And we do have teachers who are using them there. We obviously, some of our stuff is specifically designed to be shared with the parents in advance. So whether it's a workbook or whether it is a lesson preview, those are designed to be shared. We would certainly, you can use a limited number of screenshots. Don't screenshot every page, but you can use a limited number of screenshots in your promotion. If you want to do things, short little video clips or reels about your teaching with the program, then that's not a problem either. If you're unsure, certainly it's one teacher per subscription, so you shouldn't be sharing your teaching account with other teachers. And if you're unsure, just reach out. We're happy to answer those questions.
Perfect. So you can use them for profit, which is a big thing with a lot of places. So that's perfect. That's perfect. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this up. It was really nice to have you on, Megan. And you've come a long way since the last time that I saw your curriculum, like 2 years ago or whenever it was that we looked at it. Like, I'm so proud of you guys. I'm like bursting with joy right now just to see how far you've come, how awesome this is, how much was put into this, and then all of the support in the comments from all of the other curriculum creators that are in here watching this. I'm my heart is full right now, guys. I can't even explain it. You guys are awesome. You said teachers together means teachers together. Yeah, you guys are awesome. All right. So everybody say
Great.
thank
Thank
you.
you very much for having us, Jillian. And thank you also, because I know Brenda's in the comments. Thank you, Brenda, for being on it and supporting us as well.
Yeah, there was somebody else on here that I've never seen here. Millions Connect. I don't know if that's another curriculum creator or not.
Maybe.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to go stalk that person and see what that is. All right. So thank you. We're gonna wrap this up and bye, Brenda and or Brenda. Bye, Brenda. Bye, Megan. Bye, everybody that's watching. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you're watching on Facebook, stay tuned for more videos like this. You guys are awesome.